Midterm mania continues as both parties are working to secure control of Capitol Hill after November. Democrats receiving a boost in Larry Sabato's latest crystal ball rankings, 26 races all moving in favor of the Democrats. Let's bring in former White House Deputy Chief of Staff and Fox News contributor, my friend Karl Rove. Karl, Larry Sabato doesn't take these things lightly. I know neither do you. Do you think that he's right in trying to make some of these predictions that the Democrats look in pretty good shape in a lot of these districts for the House?
Well, first of all, he moved all 26 races in the direction of the Democrats, but let's be a little bit careful. There were 5 races that were lean Republican that he moved to toss-up out of those 26. That's not a lot. Dangerous, yes, but not a lot. And then he had 6 that he moved from likely Republican to lean Republican. I disagree with him about moving some of these, but let's be clear about the numbers. There are 26 total, but the likelihood is that we're really focused on these 5 and to a lesser extent on these 6 out of them. 3 of them in the Midwest, 2 of them in the Mid-Atlantic and the Northeast for the Republicans. And then on the leans, he's got 3 in the South, 2 in North Carolina, 1 in Texas, 2 in the Midwest, and then 1 in the Mid-Atlantic Northeast. Now, I think it's maybe a little bit overstated. I wouldn't ring a lot of alarm bells on this. He sort of took this as a chance to, I think, to throw it all out there. Like, for example, one of the races that he moves from likely Republican actually from a solid Republican to likely Republican is the Speaker's seat to Paul Ryan in Wisconsin on the basis that he's heard conversation that Ryan may not run by November. I find that highly unlikely.
Yeah, and Speaker Paul Ryan is out actually, not just, he's raising a ton of money for the congressional members, but he's also, he's in Atlanta today at Home Depot where he is touting the tax reform and tax cuts, and so making sure to try to get that message out. Let me ask you about somebody else, and that's Elizabeth Warren. So apparently she's going to give $5,000 to each state's Democratic Party. What do you think she's trying to signal there? And, you know, that's not a ton of money, but it's certainly an investment.
Well, that's she's going to give out that's $250,000 plus she's going to do some other things. The grand total is $365,000. Let's put this in perspective. In the last 2 years, she's raised $12 million, and she has $14 million in the bank. And though she's up for election this year, she's got plenty of money to run and plenty of ability to raise more. So I think this is sort of back to the future. In 1966, Richard Nixon decided to get ready to run for president in 1968 by going around the country and helping state parties and candidates raise money and campaign on behalf of their candidates. He'd obviously been defeated for governor in 62, defeated for president in 60, but he went out there and labored in the vineyards. And since that time, a lot of people have sort of taken that model of going out there a couple of years before the presidential race and working hard to help others in their party as a way to begin their candidacy. And I think this is a clear evidence that Elizabeth Warren has her eyes on 2020.
And a quick word on vulnerable Democrats in the Senate, looking as vulnerable as they were before, right?
Yeah, boy, great poll this morning out of Axios, particularly in the 5 states that Trump won by double digits: Montana, North Dakota, Indiana, Missouri, and West Virginia. And in 4 of those 5 states, they matched the sitting Democrat against a generic Republican. Only in Missouri did they match McCaskill against Josh Hawley. And the Republicans were winning in all 5 of those. That would be great. And I think it's indicative of the difficulties the Democrats have. Not since 1914 have we had a midterm election in which the majority party, the White House, the party holding the White House, has had such a favorable landscape in the Senate.
Only you would know that about 1914, Karl, but we appreciate it.
I went through and did it myself. Yeah, well, I admit it. I'm a nerd. What can I say?
Well, we love your nerdiness. Thanks for joining us.